resources. Good day to you, partner. I'm Guy, and I can already tell that I'll be your best friend in this forsaken camp.
Hello, Danny.
Wheat Solo here, aka the Skeleton King. So, I've wanted to do this for a while now, and that's to compare a couple of different options on the Act 1 physical merc and to kind of see the damage of them. Now, the reason I froze that for a second was, as you can see, that she doesn't actually have her max IES breakpoint, and so the gear is not optimal. I'm not using jewels in anything. It'd be very easy to achieve the max IES breakpoint, and for many of you who know, the Green Goblin build suggests using the Beast main hand anyway, so then she'd hit her max breakpoint. But don't worry, because when she uses Faith, she's super far away from her max breakpoints, so I think it kind of evens out. Now, one of the things I think was cool about this is that comparing Demon Machine, Innocence, to Tmight, to Purgatory, they're not that much different, except the Purgatory does outperform both by a significant portion. But the Tmight is still a tiny bit better, and that's, again, not using any of the sockets in it. So what does that mean? It means that you could free up an armor slot in your Necromancer to use something a lot more interesting than a Purgatory, for instance, which, yes, does more damage, but then you free up the Necromancer. Or than the Innocence. Now, what's the benefit of the Innocence? I'm sure you all know that Innocence is broken now, and it procs the multi-shot on the Demon Machine. Now, I think a problem with that is that it doesn't do quite as much damage on the multi-shot, because the main damaging portion of all of her abilities is actually the magic arrow, but it'll still help you clear trash. I'm pretty sure that if you actually ran T3 maps with max life, I think actually Innocence would not be the best version to run, although it procs so much anyways, and then at that point your gear is probably so good that your summons can kind of finish things off, and maybe just having some more consistent AoE is kind of a wash either way. Probably. In fact, I'm quite impressed with the Act 1 physical merc. There's very little reason to not use her. Yes, Act 3 Holy Shock is insane. Yes, Act 3 Cold is really good early on. Every merc has uses. And in fact, this makes me want to try out possibly the Innocence version of Demon Machine on the Optimal Summoner, although it's hard to give up Act 3 Holy Shock. It would kind of do something similar. Anyways, I hope you guys found this interesting. I did. And as you can see, Faith plus Tmight at 12 frames per attack is still holding their own. So what I want you to take from this video is that there's multiple ways to build Act 1 physical merc. Nothing is necessarily right or wrong. And although I do think that in general the Purgatory or Innocence-based versions of the build have a lot of value to them, I also think that just the classic old Faith Tmight has a lot of value to itself as well. And I don't think you should overlook that. Now, of course, boots can be different, gloves and helm. Gloves not quite as much, but there are some other options. Belt as well. So anyways, D2 is your oyster, guys. Play around. GG.
Come play with us, Danny.